You guys want to say hi to YouTube before we get started on this one? Hi, YouTube. I hope you guys are doing well. Hey, make sure that you guys subscribe, like, comment, and so on and so forth. If you guys are genuinely enjoying the videos, feel free to recommend them out there. Honestly, like, my number one thing is all of my videos are completely unmonetized. Everything that I do is quite literally sourced and referenced, and you guys can check that all out because the whole purpose is about spreading mental health awareness. Yes, I am a psychologist. Yes, I'm a therapist. I'm actually now going for my doctorate's degree, so there's that. It's absolutely fucking wonderful. And yeah, no, it's just having a fantastic time with all of this. And for those of you guys here on chat, hey, I'll give you guys this promotion. If you guys go out there and promote this stream or any of the videos, like Bocchi videos or anything that you guys genuinely like to any community or anything out there, like place people that might actually want get something out of it or have fun with it or whatever, right? If you guys do it, take a screenshot, drop it on the Discord. I'll add your name 10 times on the wheel so that you guys are able to pick whatever anime you guys want. With that, I do want to say, hey, all of these, whenever we're talking about characters, we're analyzing the characters for who they are. And if you see a part of yourself in those characters, then take that for what you will. My main thing is analyzing those characters because, one, I'm not your therapist, and I will say that. Anybody that says, hey, if this character is you, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be that therapist. It's, but it is saying, hey, this character is something that needs to go ahead and have a breakdown of, and we need to talk about it, and we need to analyze the dynamics and how everyone like comes along and so on and so forth. You can see aspects of yourself in a character, like she's just like me for real, you know. She's just like me for real, but it doesn't mean that like, you know, us breaking down the character means that like we're breaking you down, you know, in any way, shape, or form. I'll be your goddamn marketing manager for free. Rainy, I appreciate you. You're wonderful. Anyway, I know we'll get in touch, guys. We'll talk about it in the Discord. And also, feel free to join the Discord. We just applied for Discord partnership. We should be getting that, and we should be actually getting Twitch partnership. I think at the end of this month, once they put everything out there, because we've been doing pretty phenomenal. Anyway, let's go ahead and just jump into it. Yeah. What the fuck? Hey, mods. Did you guys send me the right link? The fuck is this? This doesn't look like Bocchi. Hold on. Oh fuck, sorry. Hitoro Bocchi. It's another one. It's another Bocchi. Fuck, sorry, chat. I had to troll you guys. This is Bocchi. I have to get you guys from time to time. Alright, now we go with the real Bocchi. Let's go, guys. Another peak Bocchi show. Alright, let's go. Bocchi the soft. Alright, let's go.
4人揃っての初ライブはなんとか成功を収めて、こうして私たちの夏は終わらなかった。考えてみれば休みはまだ残ってるもんね。
Oh no.
夏休み最後まで。
Dude, yeah, before summer ends. Hold on, I gotta stop it there because there's 104 days of summer vacation, right? And like school will just come along just to end it. So like, what is the annual problem for our generation, guys? And I just realized I've been saying the lyrics of Phineas and Ferb. So there's like, well, actually, that's in the United States. I'm not even talking about Japan. But like, genuinely, when we're talking about situations like this, right? Going out. Yes, going out. We're watching Bocchi. Going out, having fun, going to the beach, going to arcades, going to the fucking, like, you know, some other place and checking it out, spending time with your friends, literally making memories. And I hate to fucking throw this out there, but memories are worth gold. And honestly, it might be like, same, Mike, same. Like, you might have a shit day, and I promise you, and I hate to fucking say this, but it's true. Whenever it comes to propinquity and memory recollection and shit like this, even through breakups, if you've been through a really bad breakup, like I've been through a couple bad breakups, I've always shared them on Twitch and whatnot. Looking back, you kind of get like one of those like moments where it's like, huh, wow, I grew a lot, or I went through a lot. The memory stays there, and though like it must have hurt when it first happened, you know, it was a bad day or whatever, right? When you look back in the future, like, wow, that was a weird day, or like you look back at it, you kind of smile a little bit. You know, not all the time. There's some stuff out there that's extremely traumatic. Don't get me wrong, right? But what I'm talking about is specifically to do with like making memories and friendships in high school and stuff, you know? Going out, what's that? Or even fucking playing games with your buds, or, you know, reading a manga with everyone, your friends, or trying to voice a shitty anime or something, you know? Like, for example, if you guys gave me a yaoi or a light novel or something, you guys were like, Ed, we all gonna pitch in and we're all gonna try and read this together, I'd fucking do it with you guys, because that's a fucking memory to make, you know? That's something that later on down the road we can look back at and like laugh at together and like fucking joke around about, you know? That's why I'm like, yeah, time goes by too quick. 50 Shades of Grey and reading. Hey, you see? And do the Naruto hand signals week. That's a memory, dude. Playing D&D. That's a memory for me, you know? We could read the Moshiko Tensei light novel, but it's so good in anime form. Look back and cringe together. And I think that's something that like we need to, like, at least in this regard, needs to happen for that, like, the growth of the group. Aww. All right, chat, real question. How many of you guys would say that your day-to-day life, or most of your days, a majority of your week, is fulfilled? We'll go with that. We are starting a discussion on this because this is a big part that I don't think a lot of people actually realize or go through. Especially as you get older, people do tend to sour up whenever like they feel like they've missed a lot of their childhood and stuff. And that's where you often get a lot of people just always staying in the past, right? Like half days a week usually. I mostly do nothing, so I am. Whatever that means for you, TLC. Like, fulfilled is whatever it means to you. It is not whatever it means to me, right? Sleepwalking through the whole week. And some people just automate it, dude. And that's definitely something that I'm throwing out there. People automate it, or people have weird expectations about how their day should go, or how people in their friends group should participate or do or whatnot. Like, what's up, T? How you doing? Just a weekend. Because one thing that I'm thinking about for Bocchi specifically is, you know, she's thinking over here that the Kesuku band should hang out together. Why doesn't she reach out, right? Because the thing is, they like, since most of them are able to go and communicate and talk with one another, I know that anxiety might be high. They might be fucking hanging out. They might already be making plans to do shit and like forget to include her, because sometimes life is like this, that they forget to go ahead and include the other individual. It's happened to me a ton where a lot of my friends started making plans and they automatically assumed that I was going to go ahead and be there with them. And then like the day of, they're like, hey, we kind of forgot to reach out to you and ask you if you wanted to go ahead and come and join us for the arcade, you know? Oh yeah, people really do sour up. I need to enjoy my 20s like a man. Yeah, Rainy Winters, Rainy, honestly, yeah. A grumpy old lady, oh. But yeah, Rainy, straight up, like, people sour up, and a lot of their experiences from their past, like, you know, can come back in future orientations, 40s, 50s, 60s. And you often see a lot of people looking back at them like, I didn't experience life a lot, I was holed in, I so on and so forth, because they don't feel internally fulfilled, right? Which is why I'm always saying, find your enjoyment, find your passion, find something that makes you you. In this friend group, though, I'm kind of wondering, do you think that she would, like, ever reach out? Or do you think that they're going to reach out to her, or that they would reach out to her and be like, hey, let's go do something? I think it's more than likely she's waiting for them to reach out to her. Sorry, how much Bocchi did we were literally 51 seconds in, Monkey. Winton. Oh, yeah, dude. Your past is such a big part in what shapes you going forward, or tears you apart. True. Actually, genuine question, mods, throw up a poll. How many of you guys that have graduated high school or are in high school currently went to prom, or went to a club, or took in club activities, or went to prom? Any of those? Throw that up whenever you guys, mods, whenever you have the opportunity to make that poll. I'm curious. Because oftentimes, like, if we're talking about developmental milestones and stuff, some people miss it on purpose because they're hanging out with their friends or whatnot. Most people just do it as a rite of tradition, as a rite of passage, going to prom, going to the dances or big events like that. Other people, though, don't attend because they weren't able to, or they didn't have a comfortable group to go to, or be with. And that's sort of what I'm curious is, looking back, do you feel like, oh yeah, I maybe should have gone even if I was bored? Or do you feel like, nah, that was fine? What the fuck? I never went to club, but I went to prom twice. Packed places. Yeah, packed places. Nope. The after event party was much better. The after parties are always nice. Yeah, the after parties are always pretty good. All right. There you guys go. A majority of people did not go to prom, from what I'm reading here. Clubs are like the worst for you. I don't regret not going. Good. Dances never. My main purpose with asking this question is also, how anxious are you in public settings? I don't hold it against my past self because it's true. And oftentimes we need to go ahead and like evaluate our own mental health and make sure that we're comfortable with it, And I think that this is a priority. It usually is, depending on the place, touch me, but it's also like, how are you doing mentally? Because if you're really like anxious and you go to prom, it can overwhelm you. Crowd places, loud noises. You gotta talk really loudly and be yelling. I've been there once and I regretted it. Oh, Sephi. So in situations like this, it's like, how do you like to hang out with your friends? Do you like to hang out by yourselves making memories, or to look hot and dance? I had anxiety, but I went with my closest friends. Did you, T? I don't doubt it, dude. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that you fucking slayed the dance floor and you looked fucking flaming. But that's my main thing is, when we're out with friends, what type of memories do we want to make? Do we want to make memories where, for example, Brady and I have all kinds of memories. Memories where we're fucked up, drunk together, like shouting at one another, and we're like right here to one another, and like, hey, because we can't hear one another. Or like memories where we're just like fucking like going 1,000 miles away, like through universes, talking about existential crisis and what it means to exist and what it means for you to be you. Or do you like deep talk, soft talks, and everything? Like, all of these are different boundaries that one has to have with their friends, and that's why I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Anyway, loud places make me feel dizzy. My school also required people to pay to go to prom because some stuff at prom, yeah, yeah, honestly, yeah, prom can be a little expensive. Pizza. Ooh, dude, I'll open up about this. Holy fuck, I'll open up. So, and this is what I'm saying. Like, I feel Bocchi in a lot of regards in terms of like keeping your friends close or whatnot. One of my Abaddon, that actually sounds pretty badass. I'm not even gonna lie. Best memories was exploring a abandoned building at night and drinking a beer on top of it. One of my best and worst memories, and I'll throw this out there, right, in terms of making friends and whatnot. At the time, early in college, I had been dating a person for a long time. We had a very similar friend group because at the time I was like, oh, I'm doing psychology and theater, and I'm trying to be a theater major and everything. Really close friends, everything. Like, our friend circles were pretty much united and whatnot. Bad breakup happened, whatever, right? The night of graduation, right, of graduating, it was like one of those bittersweet moments where it's like, a majority of your friends were only there, or like weren't necessarily there to be your friends, but they were there because they wanted, like, it was like one of those times where you're like, where does your friendship lines lay, right? So like, were they really your friends, or were they only there for the moment, or to like be acquaintances per se, right? And so it was one of those moments for me, like graduation day, where it was like, everyone has different ranges as to what it means to be friends. And not just because you interact with one another, not just because you guys help one another out, or you're there to hear them vent, or help them throughout life, or whatever it means that they're genuinely going to make your friends, right? Or they're genuinely going to be your friends. So establishing those lines as to what it means to be friends is important. Now, I'll state this out there to everyone, and it hit, dude. It hit hard. Like, I'll be honest, because infidelity, it was a huge scandal that happened, and like, it hurt, dude. It was like 6-7 years worth of a relationship, and friendship lines were drawn instantly, and everything was fucking torn apart. And graduation day came, and the person that she was with was also there, but luckily my family members were like, hey, let's get you out of here. We'll get some of your closest friends that like were actually there for me, and we'll go celebrate it. We'll go have a fun amazing time. But Does it hit internally when you don't know where your friendship lines are? Absolutely. Did it hit internally when I tried to go ahead, the illusion of friendship, when you try and reach out to others and they're not there? And sometimes, or your friends, like everyone else is starting stuff, podcast, you know, fucking trying to do random things like healing journeys, whatever, Twitch, YouTube, whatever. They're all like coupling up together and they leave you alone. Like, as I said previously, oftentimes I felt like the last kid in like a, you know, when people are playing dodgeball and everyone pairs up and you're the last kid and they decide, hey, you know what? We're just going to play dodgeball without you. And you're just there watching everyone fucking do what needs to be done because no lines of friendship were established, right? Or the like communication as to what it means to be friends was there, and it hurts. It fucking hurts in scenarios like that, you know? And that's why, like, for me, and I will always state this out there, and I'm always going to say, hey, if you're having a bad day, I don't care if you're like, dude, I just saw your channel for the first time and I'm having a really rough time. Vent it out, dude. I'm here for you because I've been in scenarios, I've been in the deepest, darkest pits of my own personal life where I couldn't reach out to others, or I felt like I was stuck in the mud and I had to like reach out. You know, that's sort of why I started doing the analysis on ReZero, Moshko Tensei, all the other videos that you see on the channel, because it was like a personal outlet for me to, one, throw out mental health videos, right? And number two, make it a safe space for others where if you guys feel alone, truly alone, or like you guys feel like, hey, I just want to reach out, want to vent, I want to talk, I want to do something, it's there for you guys. And I love you guys and I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. And anyways, before things get all sappy, let's continue because I'm like empathizing really hard right now with Bocchi, and I'm like, I've been in situations like this where everyone else was hanging out, they were making plans and they didn't tell me to the last minute. Anyway.
普段から予定は空いてるけど、でも空いてるのと空けてるのは気持ちが全然違うわけで、バイトであってもみんな全く遊びの話をしてないし。ぼっちちゃん、明日のバイトもよろしくね。バンド仲間だし、みんなで遊ぶとかじゃないのかな。
Yeah, they do usually.
4人で集まれる日があるなら練習した方がいいもんね。でも一度くらいはみんなで。そうだよ。受け身でいたらダメだ。
Let me back it up. Hold on. Oh, this is so good. If you ever text me, guys, like actually text me, expect weird responses like this. Dorito girl is just like me, for real, for real. I'm over here like, I'm like the fucking moms on Facebook that text back just random stuff that doesn't make sense. The fucking cat. Oh, that's so good. Oh. Thanks so much for the yeah.
いや、でもやっぱりここは思い切って。
Wow.
まずはにじかちゃんに。
Answering with memes, yeah.
まあ今日はもう遅いから。
Okay. Even as a fucking therapist, and I have to fucking make calls and shit, dude. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I hate receiving and making calls. I fucking hate it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, can I make an appointment for myself? Yeah, sure. Do I like making the appointment for myself? No. Do I get anxious when I'm about to call? Yes. Because what if I call and you fucking, like, you know, my anxiety fucking skyrockets? I'm not even gonna lie. Especially when I get a phone call and it could have been like for some reason I associate phone calls with me being in trouble. For some fucking reason, if I get a phone call and it's not like something planned, like I prefer a text message like, dude, I gotta call you, I gotta tell you about how my day's going. I appreciate that. That's everything. But if I just get a random fucking phone call, my anxiety skyrockets because I think you have fucking bad news for me. And that's where the cognitive distortion starts coming along. The mini heart attacks start like shaking. Yeah, dude. Or even calling people, dude. Sometimes calling people and just being like, waiting and hearing the fucking ring. And sometimes I'll be honest. Sometimes I get to the point where I call someone, it rings 2 or 3 times and I hang up. Nope, not gonna wait for a person to pick up. I'm sorry, you had 3 rings. You can text me about it and then we can go from there. Like, Did I do it for living spiffy? Oh, just call me if you're dying. Honestly, I had to like talk to my parents about that. Like texting, I just show up at people's door. It was Brainy. You seem like fun. Honestly, dude, I that seems like a fucking fun time. What's up, dude? Texting and online scheduling, normalize it. 3 rings and you out, dude. Yeah, no, 3 rings. I do the 3 ring rule. If I call, ring, 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 and then I'm out. But I usually text first, and I usually text and I'm like, hey, do you have like in an hour or whenever you're free? Do you mind if I give you a quick call? I have to tell you about blah 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 blah, and I state why I'm calling. Right? I'm not just like, hey, I'm calling you, or like like a random like K. Like if for example, if let's say T and I were a couple for whatever reason, right? Uh, and T's like being very, very short with me the entire day. They might have had a really bad day, a really fucking shitty day, or something, or even touch me down or spiffy, whoever you want to put in the scenario. They might be having a fucking shitty ass day, and like they don't want to text, they don't want to call, whatever, right? I'm not an anxious person, but if I start saying like just K's or like single letter responses, my like anxiety starts going up, man. Your anxiety starts fucking going up because all of a sudden that might be a trauma response and you might know that something's going on. And then like we need to talk, poof, fucking starts kind of skyrocketing up. Oh shit, something's bad. Then you get a random fucking phone call. Anxiety goes through the roof. That's why I'm like, it's always important to like tell people, and yeah, it's really hard to tell people at work, but just people in your life, hey, this is the best way to communicate with me. This is what works. Yeah, I'm bad at text flirting. I've actually never. What is text flirting? Hold on. Is text flirting like, for example, if I sent you like something like this? hold on. I never really understood it. I'm always more of the hey, let's make plans and meet up and like naturalistic element. Like that. Like, hey, I have a crush on you. Let me eat you. Is that what that means? Hey, hello. Oh God, if you went ooh woo bonfire, it's done. It's done. It's a done game. I like to be open about my semi antisocial program, so people don't be surprised if I sound bored or dry. Honestly, Rainy, I prefer the openness. Is that how you flirt? Oh yes, let me eat you. Dude, you know it though, and I thought I was bad at flirting. Well, no, because some people literally just put what, like the devil emoji, and then like a papaya. No, the eggplant, right? People put like devil emoji, eggplant, and it's like, all right, right, and I'm like, fuck, you just gotta have Riz, bro. You just gotta be like, hey, let's do an escape room. Let's meet up and actually do something. I suck at fucking flirting through text. Papaya is for the girl. Sorry, guys. All right, sorry. Oh, I need to hear the song about. Oh God. Anyway, let's continue. We're 1 minute 57 seconds in, and we're going too hard. Hi, Anne. That's a big assumption.
一般相対性理論は強い重力が働くと時間が遅れるとされています。宇宙空間に存在すると言われるブラックホールは質量がとても大きな星の最後の姿と考えられ、極めて高密度で強い重力のため物質だけでなく光さえも脱出することができない天体です。ブラックホール付近では重力により
You know what's funny is even in I believe it was sociological psychology, whenever it comes to concepts of like T. Oh wait, hold on. T. Hold on. T. Am I doing a good job if I do something like, like something like this? Do you think I would pass your test there? You see a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of this and this. Do you think I would pass your test here? But no, what I really wanted to go ahead and mention in here is that like whenever we're hanging out with others, how many of you have had that concept of time where it just escapes you, right? You're having fun with others, you're having an interaction with others, and all of a sudden it's like 5 hours, 7 hours have passed, and you're like, holy fuck, dude, like It's over way too soon, way too quickly. It just, yeah, evaporates. Like, time is just evaporated almost instantly. My thing is, it's awesome that we can go ahead and make time pass by so quickly whenever we're having fun and we're spending time with others as well. But also, I know a lot of people that disassociate because of the like anxiety moments or the anxious moments that they'll like, and they're like completely disassociated from being there, from being present, right? Like a lot of, like, I bet you a majority of you guys, right? Either you're at your, I don't know how to put it. You're at your desk, right, filled with water bottles, or like cute anime girls in the background, like me, you know, or you're laying in bed, fucking watching me for some reason. Hi, yeah. I hope you guys are having a good morning. And some people might be hearing this and just being like, "Huh, I wonder what he's gonna go ahead and say about certain things," but just disassociate into the show that you like come along, right? It's a scary experience. Or sometimes people just throw it on the background and they're just like disassociating, trying to chill, trying to wait for the day to go ahead and start for them. Disassociation or automation in some aspects is completely normal, but it just depends how much of an impact does it have in your life. The wizard predicts it again. Yeah, sure. All right, guys, get your cat jams ready. Get your Doritos. Oh, what a good show. What a good show, dude. I'll hug you and put you in a closet like you like. Oh, I want to be your guys' Bocchi. You know what? Y'all can carry me anywhere. Let me get my guitar. I'll be your rock, guys. Oof.
そうなんです。ここ数日目はうつろで会話もままならなくて。それいつも通りのぼっち。いや、そんなことは。アスタキサンチン、ガンタキサンチン。あるか。ないです。だって泣き始めたかと思えば急に陽気になってサンバを踊り始めるんですよ。
My thing is, this group dynamic, real quick. Bro, we're fucking 4 minutes in and we're ready. Ed is the Bocchi and the chat is the rock. Aww. My big thing in this is this dynamic that we see in here for me is fucking fabulous, right? We've all talked about they all have their own issues, they all have their own personalities, their own growth and whatnot, but they all complement each other in such a big way, right? Because we have different levels of introversion, extroversion, and even ideals in this, right? Where with Bocchi, we can go to like the extreme introversion, anxious element where she's trying to build off of that, right? We have Nijika, right? The Rito girl, who's actually able to go ahead and analyze and observe others, and able to go ahead and like analyze her friends as well and their states, because she's been able to go ahead and call out, hey, we should maybe do this, we should do that, in such a smart way. Like, I think she might, again, I do believe there's, as mentioned previously, as we saw in the last episode, trauma. There's some sort of trauma because of the way that she's able to go ahead and be emotionally present for all the members in the group. And honestly, I hate to put it this way, a lot of times people that are able to go ahead and like understand another person's perspective, they've gone through something. right? It takes a lot. You're not just born fucking empathetic. And I hate people. If you ever see anyone out there, I don't care who the heck it is, who's like, I'm an empath, shut that shit down immediately. No one is an empath, right? People can build up empathy, right? And oftentimes empathy comes from our personal experiences, what we've dealt with, what we're going through, so on and so forth. And that's why we're able to draw from our own stories to relate with others, right? So Nijika, for me, is like her, like the way that she's able to empathize and relate with others is huge, right? Kita, on the other hand, it's funny because there is a weird parallaxic distortion with Real, right? Cloud Monkey, I've seen a lot of people that like do that, or like they're like, I'm an empath and I can totally feel what you're going through. No one's ever going to say that. For example, even with like everyone in here, guys, I love each and every single one of you guys genuinely from the bottom of my heart. But every situation that you're going through, I can't personally say I feel that, or I like, you know, I understand what you're going through, because I don't, right? I can get a concept of it, but I'm not in your shoes. I'm not in your body, you know? I can draw from my own personal experiences and be like, wow, like it must feel like you're going through a lot of stuff at the moment. You must be like, if I was in your shoes, I'd feel really anxious or whatever, right? But that doesn't mean that I 1,000% understand what you're going through, your experiences, all of that. Everyone's different in that regard. But there are people who try and capsulize it by saying, oh yeah, I'm an empath. And it's like, no. That's a very, very like bad label to throw out there, or for people to categorize themselves as, right? They can be empathetic, just not an empath. But through that, the relationship in this, there's clearly some weird parallaxic distortions between Rio and Kita. However, I also see, I don't know how to put it, like they're all helping her grow out of her shell in different ways, right? So with Kita, she was first to establish that bond where even in school, she was able to go out and be herself in a way. We're teaching her how to play, starting to be more comfortable in that regard. And Kita's able to go out and keep up that look in there, right? With these two, she was able to go out and establish just the presence of being in a social environment, starting to grow through the workforce, starting to understand others' likes and dislikes, and so on and so forth. So it's a nice compliment that they all have for one another in different levels and different experiences. And this is how it works with your own friends as well, right? Like, if you have genuinely caring friends, they should help you. They should challenge you. Exactly, Abaddon. Everyone experiences reality a little differently. And that's exactly it. Like, we all look at our own paces and everything differently. Which is why, like, a good therapist will always ask you, like, you know, what are you experiencing? What are you going through? Because we can't just make that assumption for you. But anyway, yeah, so that's sort of what I'm getting at, is that the dynamics in here are amazing for being able to help Bocchi grow. And if you have your like friends, your own friends should, one, feel comfortable to challenge you out if you ever fuck up, right? Like if you're messing up in some way, shape, or form, you should have friends that are able to go out and challenge you. Two, something that I always ask my friends, hey, I don't care how uncomfortable this may seem, right? But if, like, for example, if I'm fucking up, or if anyone, or you see anything that like you think is important, tell me. I'm not going to be mad at you, you know. I would rather take that information and process it as like an adult that we are. Because there are people out there who go through uncomfortable scenarios and they don't tell their friends because they feel like they're going to do damage to them, rather than like help them, allow them the opportunity and the time to process that. So, you know, and being open for like growth and applauding each other and change and everything. Tortilla?
いつも通りのぼっち。違います。
おーい、ちょっとぼっちちゃんにあれやめさせてくんない？
あれ？
朝からあの調子でライブハウス前にセミのお墓作り続けてんだよね。
限界すぎる。なんで変になってんの？夏休みが今日で終わるからでしょうか。新学期は私も嫌。
っていうかさ、お前らこの夏どこか遊び誘ってやったの？
え？
なんかこの前バイトの時休み何してるかって話になって。ぼっちちゃん、夏休みバイトない日何してんの？
妹にギター教えてって言われて教えたりしました。
いいじゃん。
でも今日はお姉ちゃんにギターを教えてもらいました。
お
姉ちゃんはいつでも家にいてギターを練習してすごいなと思いました。二人は夏休みやることいっぱいだし
Fuck. When your own sister has too many plans to actually learn the guitar. Oh, fucking sad. Oh, dude, you plan to teach your sister guitar, then she's just like, I have plans. Sorry about that. I have friends. Oh, fuck, dude. I know.
お姉ちゃんみたいに毎日練習できないのですごいなと思いました。妹の言葉について考え込んでしまって数日寝込みました。
Nothing personal, kid.
予定は開けてます。え？開いてるんじゃなくて開けてるんです。
おお。どこ行ってたぞ。
それもっと早く教えてよ。誘おうとはしてたんですけど、ここに来る日以外は全部予定埋まってて。 知らない子いたら後藤さん萎縮しちゃうかなって。伊地知先輩は私は練習の日以外家片付けたりここでバイトしてたから。
Communication, dude.
二人が誘ってると思ってた。じゃあつまり。
That sucks, dude. But it's also the reason why I was saying communication is super duper important. That's why even in friendships and especially in relationships, you should be communicating in some way, shape, or form. You even like lines as to how much to communicate, right? I.e., you don't have to fucking text your partner every single day and be like, I'm fucking putting it in chat. Like, you know, you don't have to fucking do that. That's not communication, bro. That's just fucking. I love you too. That's just fucking spamming, dude. at a point. Well, no. My thing is, there's a difference between like sending stuff like that every once in a while, and literally that being like the only form of communication that you have with another person. Like literal, just fucking spam, like back and forth, right? Versus hey, dude, how are you doing? What's up? Checking in on you. Blah 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 blah. Right. A little bit of a difference between like, you know, I think we need space. Yeah. Emoji reactor, but with the with messages. True. I've always disliked that. Same. Yeah. I mean, from time to time, it's cute, right? Especially when you're first starting a relationship or whatever. But it can get really daunting really quickly, especially if like you're not like, hey, why don't we go ahead and text every so often or whatever, right? Doesn't mean that you like the person less if you don't text them every day. It just means that like you're gathering stuff to actually like, I don't know, experience life and talk about.
お前らもうバンド名変えろよ。
後藤さん遊び行かない？どこさエキサエス。エコザベンタエサ。戻ってきて。そうだ。みんなで今から一緒に海に行きましょうよ。江ノ島とか。いいね。下北からなら一本で行けるし。
あ、Bocchi。
今日の練習はどうするんですか？なぜ片言？別に練習はいつでもできるし、まだ次のライブも決まってないしさ。みんなで夏休み最後の思い出作りをしましょう。
I hate to ask this. But if they were all adults, which one's more your type, chat? Between Bocchi and all of these. I hate to ask this, but I'm curious. Mods, can you throw up a poll, please? I'm super curious just because thanks so much for the hydrate, Raccoon. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope that you're Mods, throw up the poll. I'm curious. All right, guys, hold on. The doing okay so far. Surviving. All right, there you guys go. I'm even gonna vote in here. I'm not gonna lie on this one. I think I'm just gonna go ham here. Oh, whoever's dominant, I want to get stepped on. Ooh, y'all are on something else, guys.
思い出ね、いいでしょ。みんなで海行こう。でも時期的にもう泳げなそう。泳げないのに海行く意味ないですよね。
Dorito waifu.
でも海の家はまだあるはずよ。しらす丼食べよう。それで砂浜で海見た。
Oh no. Hey, yo, but also if you guys have watched the previous videos, then you guys know why I'm doing this face. When I meant beach, I didn't think we'd actually go to the beach. I didn't think there'd be a beach episode. Every time I throw a fucking random suggestion or random thing out there, it just feels like, I don't know, like, like it's bound to come true at some point. No. No. Yeah, just you wait.
海、砂浜。ねえ、想像するだけで楽しいでしょ?
Predicted all of this, you know.
Let me
All of
guess.
it.
Hold on. They go to the beach, right? They're enjoying themselves, but they're gonna get overwhelmed by either people or some of the guys that are there or girls that are there that are going to try and interact with them, so they're probably going to go away from the beach. It's going to be like a pretty quick thing or something, right? Because unless you're by yourself, like the beach can also be extremely overwhelming, especially if you're a really, really socially anxious person. That's my thoughts as to like environments like this, public spaces at times. Like unless you have like you're resting like get away from me face, people will like always try and approach, and people. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Nijika won with 48% of the vote for the type of individual that they're into. Oh, that's interesting. Ryo coming in with 26%, Kita with 22%, and Bocchi with 4%. But yeah, that's sort of where my head is going with, because like public spaces can be overwhelming at times, especially in any situation. Oh, damn! When even the guitar has a couple and you don't. Fuck. When the guitars in your head actually have a couple, but you don't. When they have a partner, but you don't. Oh, dang, Bocchi. That's a
Tropical love forever. トロピカルラブ後藤さん Forever なんでそうなる？なんか追い打ちかけちゃいましたけど。よし、また暴走する前に急ごう。
Probably rainy.
ちゃん、ぼっちちゃんのことよろしくね。よし、じゃあ江ノ島へレッツゴー。
Ryo does look like the mommy dummy.
あと少しで夏の思い出できるからね。もう少しの辛抱だから。怖い。トロピカル。ここはブラこんなになるってよっぽど学校嫌いなんだね。校則厳しいとか？いえ、比較的自由な校風だと思いますけど、文化祭とかも盛り上がりますし。いいなあ。私らの学校結構厳しめだから文化祭とかもお堅い感じなんだよ。ポスター、研究の展示とかばっかで。そっか、下北沢高校って進学校です。
So for Japan, and I guess this is just a pure whimsy, silly teasing. Ah, yeah, for straight. I mean, hey, whatever you're into, rating. Hey, we don't judge here at the Psyculturist Network. Here, we don't judge. We're all for everything. No, one thing I wanted to go and point out is like a lot of school festivals, or at least as far as I'm hearing it, a lot of those school festivals, that's where they do like the bonfire burning type things, right? So is that the equivalent of like their like developmental milestones for high schoolers, or like a prom per se, the way that what a lot of Westerners go through? Would that be like the same for Japan in that case? And also one thing that's with that is, yeah, sometimes people get in their heads with their cognitive distortion so much so that like they disassociate, and next thing you know, they like, for example, they get in their car, they turn on their car, and boom, next thing they're at work, they're halfway through their day at work, and they're like, what the fuck have I been doing? I gotta do certain things. If you guys aren't careful, that's why I always say, hey, measure how you're feeling at all times, right? Like whenever you can, do a mental health check-in with yourself. Literally have a mental health check-in with yourself and ask yourself, hey, how am I feeling? Am I here right now? Am I feeling present? Right? Because oftentimes if we have a lot of anxiety and we let our cognitive distortions go, it can make us completely disassociate. And next thing you know, like you might remember getting in the car, but you might wake up like doing stuff at work or even like back home, and you're just like, what the fuck? Did I really just go through the day? You know? And that's what I'm saying is like have those check-ins with yourself. If you're feeling overworked, what can you do feel better, practice some self-care, and also examine the evidence with the cognitive distortions, you know?
ですもんね。じゃあ二人とも頭いいんですね。いやー、別に私は普通だし、亮はね。え、この前のテスト全部赤点だったよね。私と同じ高校を選んだ理由、家から近いからだもんね。そう。でもそれじゃあどうやって受験合格したんです？亮は完全に一夜漬けタイプだから。受験前は相当頑張ってたけど、もう全部忘れちゃったみたいでさ。
I mean, fair.
勉強頑張るとベースの弾き方忘れる。まさか亮先輩ってミステリアスで思慮深いわけではなく。いやー、脳みそが小さくて頭の中で転がる音がする。この音、新曲で使えるかな。やめて、私のイメージを壊さないで。電車の中ではお静かに。
Stop destroying my fantasy.
人は愛が強すぎるとこうなっていくのか。時空が歪む。で、ぼっちちゃんには今何が見えているの？学校でぼっちなの不思議。こんなに面白いのに。ねえ、ぼっちちゃんが本当はすごい子って学校のみんなに分かってもらえるといいね。新学期からは私も。
I'm surprised that none of them have like taken Bocchi and been like, hey, like we're gonna have a girls' night out, like, you know, you're gonna be our body pillow, we're all just gonna sleep like on you, or like try and get her used to the sentimentality of being around others in that regard, right? Because sometimes even physical barriers is a big thing that people need to go ahead and overcome, right? Because people are scared of like even look at the stances, right? A Bocchi body pillow. Not like an actual body pillow, you know, but like wait, what? We're gonna be a body pillow? No, like even looking at their stances, right? Who's taking up too much space versus who doesn't want to take up a lot of space? Where are people sitting at, right? Are people more comfortable being in the middle versus on the outskirts of scenarios? And like in a scenario like this is how we can tell that like there might be some some division and whatnot. Of course, Kita trying to be with Rio, Niji being in the middle, but Bocchi just being completely like over here. Like if possible, I bet you that she'd be like probably filling up this little bit of space. That's wild. The attention to detail in this is pretty awesome. But also showing that they're a band because everyone else is fucking separated. 1-2 people space. 1-2 people space.
そうしてあげて。ぼっちちゃんの今の夢、高校中退だし、それ夢って言っていいんですか？
Yeah, true.
今日はぼっちちゃんと楽しい夏の思い出を作ろう。写真撮りましょう、お父さん。
Oh no, that picture.
塩ソフト食べてくるので、またね。ほら、誰が自由行動って言った？後藤さん、いい加減起きて。後藤さん、ほら見て。海でかい。
Oh, there you go. Stimulation.
いつの間に。
And that's disassociation, ladies and gentlemen, at its finest. I didn't think that they'd actually go through with it, where she would just wake up and be like, "Hi, well, have I really been out this whole time?" I thought they were just gonna. That's a really amazing form of disassociation at its finest, and anxiety at that level. I'll be honest, I've gone through stuff like that. At some point, we all experience it, and even in our own automation of life, it happens to everyone at some point in time. Which is why I'm like, this is actually pretty fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this can be literally fucking clipped at any point in time to talk about what disassociation can do or what it can look like. Yeah, that's why I'm like, beautiful. Good shit.
ありがとう、北さん。海なんていつぶりだろう。いざ来てみると、やっぱり綺麗でいい。
ねえ、お姉ちゃんたち。暇ならうちの海の家で食べてきないよ。可愛い人にはお安くしちゃうよ。4人だったらすぐ席用意できるよ。
Fucking music, man. It's just fucking like a rap, dude. You could just like fucking head bob to it. This is fucking awesome, dude. Kong Ming appeared just over the top. Oh god, and all three of them have fucking glasses too, and a little bit of beard, which is kind of rare for Japan. Oh no, they killed Bocchi.
絵に描いた
Did not mean for that to happen. Oh no. Okay, guys, hold on, because I know I said beach episode, Flat Stanley, Rare Parrot. I know I said beach episode, you know, and I know I was sort of making fun of how quickly things can get overwhelming in situations like that. But again, it just feels like oftentimes you can take just general premises for what people are going through and like expand off of it because of that cult thing. And oftentimes even stories that I've heard from a lot of my own clients, you know, she popped, bro. Holy shit.
これ後藤さんのどうもこれはタコ船
タコ
1トンの力でプレスするんだって1トンの力おいしい私おいしいものセンサーも抜群さすがですボッチちゃんとにかく元気になってよかったよこれ大きくて可愛いし映えますね
So big and cute, photogenic. I know, a good taco.
撮りますよ
Oh, oh.
見せて見せてめっちゃいい感じですみんなと食べたタコせんべい
That's how you make memories, bro. Eat food.
夏の思い出
Go to places.
今日はありがとうございました
Oh,
お疲れ様でしたなんでもうクライマックスに
oh.
こうして私の夏は終わったこれからでしょよーしここから頂上まで登りますよ
ええ階段
自力で上がって見る景色ほど素敵なものはないと思いませんか
いやそんなのはいい
頑張りましょう
嫌だ
後藤さんも
I'm sorry. I love y'all. If we ever take a trip together and y'all are like, we gotta climb 10,000 steps to reach the top of the mountain, I'm just gonna look at you. I know Kita's coming a little too strong. I can feel her nature. I'm just gonna look at her and be like, I have a bad knee, dude. Like, I train people on how to fight. Like, I can defend anyone that's coming to, like, try and fight, but, like, my knee's a little messed up, you know? So we might take this a little slow.
伊地知先輩はいけますよね私もそんなに乗り気では北ちゃんいつになくの
She's radiating.
いつも抑え気味なようなオーラが日の光を浴びることによってリミッター解除されているのかほら行きますよ
That aura, dude.
皆さん早く
もう無理登れない
北ちゃんからどんどん話せ
Rio, she's just like me, for real, for real. If no one suggested, I'll go. Same.
景色とか知らんどうでもいい
Aw, when the Oba-chan can totally
二人と
fucking
も
do
し
it.
っかりしてくださいまだ始まったばかりですよひとまず休憩させて仕方ないですね北ちゃん元気だねエスカエスカレーターで行けるみたいですよ階段で登りましょうよ
Hooray for technology.
江ノ島エスカーに乗るにはチケット買わないと
ぐぬぬぬぬぬ
だから階段で登りましょう
Rio.
いらっしゃいませ
今お金がなくてベース私いいやつ結構持ってるんですけど1本差し上げますからいやその2本ですか3本がお望みですかいやまずはチケット
I have no money on me, but I'll give you free therapy if you let me up these stairs. Please. 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 It's a good trade offer. Starting now. You know. So what brings you in today? Oh no. Can you imagine that? Like in a fucking trade barter system? It's like, oh yes, I need some some chicken, but I don't have any cash on me. How about some free therapy for that chicken? Like, let's go. Oh, I wish.
楽ちん。階段で登った方が絶対感動するのに。来月お金返してくださいね。
Bocchi,
私は
no.
約束破ったことない。
But you said that last.
前の返してもらってないです。ごめんね、ぼっちちゃん。バイト代の中から払わせるから。
そんな殺生な。
やっと着いた。せっかくですし、このまま展望台まで上がりましょう。エスカー使ったとはいえ疲れたね。
Talk about bonding moments, man.
ですね。
でもいざ上まで来るとなんか開放的になる。
あ、なんかポジティブな気持ちになってきました。
最高の眺めと空気だね。
みんなで写真撮ります。ヘイチェーザン
チーズ。
Oh.
急にハイテンションになりました。見て見て、綺麗。
ああ、うん。
ちょっと、何ぼーっとしてんの？
あ、ごめん。
Tropical love.
まあ、バカ。
Smooth. Smooth. Oh, I'm sorry. You're just so pretty, I forgot about everything else. Oh. Oh, dude. All right. Damn, he's good. Hey, yo, Ed, tell me more. I know, what a fucking Chad moment. And true, Bocchi initiated a big developmental moment here, in terms of actually stepping forth and trying to take you make me pee, ooh, touch me, Domo. You didn't have to. Tropical Riz. Even in moments like this, I'm looking at like the way that they're interacting, the fact that like Bocchi is now starting to take those steps forwards and say what she wants, and you know, oh, I'm starting to feel positive and whatnot. And she is definitely starting to grow in a lot of ways, right? Like she is starting to grow in the ways that like I'm bad at flirting. Oh no. But yeah, I think there's a level of cheesiness, and I like to expand all the cheesiness. But I think with Bocchi specifically, if we're gonna get down to it, I think like her members, her band members, giving her the safe space to grow, to experience, to even like lay down what she's comfortable and talk about certain topics is huge. Because I think like Bocchi is even willing to go ahead and like, you know, take a hit for them in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, some couples.
見てください。展望台からの眺めはさらに絶景ですね。目に焼き付けとかないと。ああ、クーラー最高。
極楽
ですね。皆さん？
AC man.
昔々人間は神と対等になろうと天まで届く高い塔を建てようとし、怒った神は人間の言語をバラバラにし、地上を混乱に陥れた。
ああ、バベルの塔ね。それから学ばず、また人はこんな高い建物を。皆さん、
The scenery.
北ちゃん満足したみたいだし。
Real fucking looking down with contempt. That's why I like her character, dude. She's just funny and like in a lot of aspects, but also attuned to even Bocchi herself and some of the flaws that she's experienced, and open to talking about stuff like that. Like at the cafe earlier, like, you know, in the earlier episodes, like talking to Bocchi about like for example, the lyrics don't feel like, you know, like they're actually coming from her soul. They sort of just feel generic or whatnot, instead of it having a personality the way it should have, you know, like should have some soul, some music or something. In a way, I feel like we see a lot of progression from that character in of itself, a lot of insight into her and into how she genuinely like jokes around and gets along with us. I think I'd probably be really fucking phenomenally good friends. Yeah, Ro's just a really good support whenever Ryo is really good support whenever needed. Yeah, truthfully, yeah. Damn, dude.
ですね。
涼しいのは最高だった。
And that's it? That's game? Filthy indoor types.
りょう、さっき塩ソフト食べてなかった？
アイスは無限に食べれる。
アイス代も返してくださいね。あとは何します？
Please pay me back for
ま
the
あ
ice
結
cream
構
too.
遊んだけどね。
Please.
そうですか？まだもう一イベントくらい足りてない気が。じゃあしらす丼食べたい。お昼の店売り切れだったし。
無理、お腹いっぱい。
本当に自由だな、おい。この音何ですか？
It's rabbits.
ゾンビじゃない？人の食べ物狙ってくるので気をつけて。
Sky rats. Oh no. Fucking vultures, man. When I was living in the Netherlands, I'm not even gonna lie, man. The fucking seagulls. The seagulls, if you ever go to Scheveningen, like the fucking beach in the Hague, the seagulls, man, they'll fucking attack you for everything. They stole my fucking fries, dude. I was pissed drunk. I had just bought fries, dude. Fucking imagine smelling the good saltiness. You know, you just had a lot to drink. You have a little bit of water, fries, and like, you know, you're happy, man. And you're walking home, and these fucking seagulls just come through, and just fucking take him, dude. My heart sank. I felt like I needed to start a war against the seagulls. I felt the need to run as well because they all try and gang up on you. Like, Introverts natural. I'm fucking done. If you're new and you just started watching this episode with us and you're like,
you know, all of it.
Animus, no. Wait, how long ago?
You know.
January 12th. No way. 10 days later. No.
I predicted all of this, you know.
I can't escape this shit. No, need I remind you? Also, Sephiarch, how do you have this so quickly? You guys were like,
predicted all of this,
this is ridiculous.
All of it.
Run, you guys were like, I was talking about her anxiety. I didn't think they'd actually fucking put her in the Yamcha pose. This is awesome, but at the same time, what the fuck, dude? I feel like when I did this for ReZero, people were like, sure, right? And then like I kept doing this anime per anime in terms of just like talking about psychology and randomness, sometimes just throwing out random fucking things like as a joke and stuff. And then it happens, and then people are like, it's the wizard, man. Is this from Psychologists? Yes, right? It's totally showing sort of the impacts of a deep. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't even remember the context as to why I was saying that back in the day. Oh, this show has a lot of anime reference. What's next? She's gonna go fucking Super Saiyan. Like, we're gonna start seeing her just the ultimate author money, the psycho theories, right? Oh. To be honest with you, though, it kind of, guys, don't fucking, dude, don't. I can only take so much. But honestly, a good psychologist with like, for example, if a good psychologist is able to understand a character like this, right? And I'll go ahead, I'll put my money where my mouth is. I'll put $1. I'll gift a sub. I'll gift a sub if this happens, right? And this is me being a genuine fucking psychologist, because this show loves to go ahead and reference anime, loves to reference certain things like this. I have a feeling that because Bocchi, the way that she is, in terms of her anxiety, in terms of how much she's actually building bonds with her band, that she's probably going to do something stupid the way I did, right, with my band, because I thought I needed to go ahead and do something in order to go ahead and like keep the audience entertained, or do something in order to go ahead and like, you know, just keep the audience active or whatnot, because it was awkward, right? Like, especially like if there's another performance or anything like that, more than likely we're gonna get her either to fucking like do something over the top, or, you know, we're gonna have her encounter some sort of difficulty with like, oh no, my guitar, it went out of tune while we're playing, or oh no, the bass guitar has fucking snapped 4 strings and she's just fucking jamming along with 1 string or something. Like some big moment where she's gonna have to step up and face a lot of fears of being seen, judged, or something like that. And that is one thing that I'm looking at in terms of her and the propinquity that she's establishing. Why? Because she has cognitive distortions that are skyrocketing to a point where she has to oftentimes overstate herself, talk with others. She's starting to grow all of these skills. So I can definitely see her in a moment where like it's fight or flight, a moment of anxiety, a moment where it's like the audience is there, but like everything's fucking going to heck, right? And I like, you know, I need to do something. I feel like she's gonna do an over the top moment in order to try and salvage a situation, and it might just end up with her disassociating and then like waking up at another place like 2 months down the line and being like, what the fuck happened?
It's time to stop.
What the fuck happened? Are we good? And then like everyone being like, Fab, what the fuck did you do? Or some fucking marvelous moment like that, where we're gonna start to see growth in character moments where all of a sudden Bocchi is no longer just Bocchi the guitarist, Bocchi La Piedra. She is Bocchi with the Kesco
predicted
band.
all of this, you know.
She is
All of it.
Bocchi with this band members that are part of her family now. Sorry guys, that's just me fucking analyzing Bocchi as a character and the growth spurts that we're seeing through Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Why? Hold on, because I'm fucking explaining my thoughts right here, right now. And any good psychologist, any fucking good psychologist, any good analyzer worth of character analysis out there should be able to go ahead and hit a lot of points for these characters' growth, right? Why? Because a lot of this is just following the basic ecological theories of Brofenbrenner. And I'll go into Brofenbrenner in a bit. But let's go ahead and jump into this. I'm talking about this. Where is Bocchi at, right? If Bocchi is, let's say that she's grows throughout this entire season, right? But let's say that Bocchi is quite literally growing through this entire season. This is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, in case you guys need it. And she gets prestige. She's starting to feel feelings of accomplishment. She already has her intimate friends, her bands, safety, security needs, all of this stuff. And she's already up here hitting all of this. What happens in a show or in an environment where all of a sudden you're being questioned, your sense of prestige and esteem is like, you know, you're like, you know, are you gonna, like, you know, you start getting those cognitive thoughts and you're playing or you're like fucking being with your friends and all of a sudden you're like, am I going to still be friends with these people? This is going to start putting something of security and safety at risk as well. And this is all cognitive distortions that this leads to you trying to overcompensate in order to keep yourself up here. So doing a grandiose statements, which is why even in statements of love, even in statements with relationships, which is why like you see stuff like this, right? Where a couple's together, they're doing great. One of them's really, really anxious. And like one of them goes a little bit quiet and the other one overcompensates to a point where you're like, what the fuck did you do? Like, dude, why'd you do that? That was a little bit over the top, like, you know, or something like that, because you're trying to go ahead and like keep everything the way it is. Change happens, it does, but that's my overall theory on that one. In case you guys are wondering, what are you talking about, right? This is what I'm talking about. Any single time, any good psychologist should be running this back and forth, like at all times, through with every single character in the show, right? You have Bocchi, Kita, Nichijou, Ryo, you have Dorito Girl's sister, you have Pie-san. Everyone's going through this and they're experiencing this back and forth, and that's what my mind is going through every single time that we see these interactions. How's everything being affected, right? For right now, one of the big things that we're seeing, right, is we're seeing the fact that Bocchi is establishing not only like her peer group as one of the center figures for her own growth, but it's also establishing her outlook into literally everything else. At home, you have her parents, right? But have her parents helped her go ahead and start the process of growth? Not really. They've enabled a safe space for that to happen. But her peer group at the moment, right, is the most important aspect for her reaching all the other aspects in the exosystem, which is why she would do almost anything in a position of power or in a position of like playing or whatever, right? If something's going on that might affect the peer group, its prestige, its reputation, or something like that, she will more than likely do anything to preserve it, because not only is the peer group her own little safety, but quite literally it's her access to be able to go ahead and like go out, go into media, find out what's happening, be a part of like the overall sociological circle. This is what I do with every single character. Moshiko Tensei, ReZero, you fucking name it, I'm doing this. And like, I try my best to go ahead and try and explain it in whatever way possible, but we all go through this. Any good psychologist worth their money should be able to go ahead and bring this up and talk to you guys about this and walk through it and be like, look, all right, you're anxious. Why are you anxious? How's your parents? Are your parents enabling a safe space for you? No. All right. So we can already say that like the meso system might be a little messed up here, because clear as your educational system doing its justice. No. Okay, what about your friends? The friends are the only thing I have. Boom, you already know that the only way that Bocchi is interacting with the outside exosystem and macro system is because of the peer group. All right, what are you doing with your peer group? Oh, we're going shopping, we're doing this, we're expanding. We're finding out where Bocchi is starting to grow and why she's starting to grow. As I said, the parents are establishing a safe space for this to happen, which is wonderful, because they're bringing in the transition over time. But right now, the center group is the peer group, and which is why I strongly believe that something is probably going to happen later on down the line, a performance, something major, where Bocchi is going to have to go and do something in order to preserve either the prestige, the reputation, or something with the peer group, like we saw in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, because this is her interaction of growth with the overall concepts of time, space, politics, everything, the ideologies that she may have, and also with her own personal growth. Sorry, guys. I know that might have been a lot. That might have been way more than a lot. Apologies. But that's just how I really fucking get. And also, before we go back to the show, you want to know why? You want to know why Bocchi is the way? Aside from, like, we've already done the test, right? We've already done the Radzar. We know that Bocchi presents really strong systems, or really strong presence of being on the spectrum. She scored a 129, which is really, or 120 something, which is really close to 130, i.e. being the maximum needed for anything. 65 being the minimum score needed to go ahead and put someone or diagnose someone with being on the spectrum. She scored a 120 something, which is already really, really high and almost hitting the maximum qualities that, like, anybody could go ahead and find. With that, I do want to go ahead and state attachment theory, attachment theory, attachment theory. And that's the number one thing I'm going to get into. Why do, like, a lot of people like to go and say, oh, we form our narratives. How do we form those narratives? But through our culture and through the attachments that we make, right? No, there's more than that. You can overexert that, Raccoon and everyone. 160 is not even the max. You can go all the way up to 240 something, right? But 130 being like the, like, essentially, 65 is the minimum. 130, it means like high number, an insanely high number of like whatever, and then like 2 something is like the max. Well, I'll bring it up in a little bit. She was closer to 120, Cloud Monkey, or 130, because she was 120 something. She was closer to 130, I believe. Anyway, let me get into this. The reason why I'm bringing it up, narratives change. Your narrative, your perspective, your ability to go ahead and like whatever is always going to be changing. But what affects those narratives are attachments, the way that we connect with others. Why? Because every single time that you connect with someone in a weird shape or form, we're sharing information, right? Oftentimes people, directors, fucking artists, whatever, will always talk about the genetic pool of information, the way that we share information with one another. I bet you guys don't even know this. Oftentimes, our form of trauma, our first form of trauma, is quite literally the moment that you are born. And I'll go ahead and I'll go through this. What connection did you make with your caregiver the moment that you were born? Were they there? Were they attentive with you? Were they able to hold you when you were crying? Were they attentive to your needs or not? Because out of those little things that start happening before our brain can even start processing, I am feeling this way. We start feeling, and we start feeling lost. We start feeling avoiding. We start feeling anxious because it's food time, but no one wants to give me food, and mommy's not here and daddy's not here, and our care, even though we have no memories of it, no deep or no actual processing memories of it, trauma is stored in the body. And oftentimes, without addressing this is how it comes into adulthood. Yeah, this is how it starts processing into adulthood. This is why attachment theory is so fucking beautiful, because it automatically starts at that moment. How were your caregivers for you in that regard? Because even as a baby, guess what? You learn when you're hungry. You learn how to get the needs that you want, or you start crying because all of a sudden you know that mom and dad aren't going to feed you for a long time. If you felt secure, but don't get me wrong, babies cry, babies do everything, right? But you take these concepts and you turn them into adults, and guess what? Now you have an adult who, no matter what may be going on, they'd rather fend for themselves because they don't know when the next food's coming along. They don't know how long you're going to stay. They learned that as a kid, or they even learned that through a trauma growing up in their teenage years. They may get anxious. They might see you and they might just want to coddle you and so on and so forth. The reason why I'm going over these attachment styles is because if we take this into Bocchi, what do we get? We get someone who's really, really anxious, whose core group of band members and everything right now is her system of growth, as we've been talking about. And if something threatens that growth, if someone threatens that family, that security that she's establishing, what would you do? What would you do for your own friends if someone started threatening it, or threatening your position in that group, or even hitting that fight or flight instinct where you know that might be a memory that might affect your group for the rest of its life? Throwing that out there. What would you guys do? How far are you willing to go for your close group of friends, especially if that dynamic is threatened? Are you secure in where you stand in your friend group, or are you not? Are you like, I don't fucking care, dude, whatever may happen? Or are you like, no, dude, I got to do everything because like my friends are there for me, so I got to go and do everything for them? These are the questions that any good, as I said, any good psychologist is often asking themselves. What roles are we playing within one another, and how is that influencing the choices that we make? How is that influencing Maslow's hierarchy of needs? How is this influencing our sociological behavior? At some point we withdraw. We all have different things that we do in order to try and survive, right? Different things that we all try and do to keep ourselves alive inside of that group. And why does this all happen? Honestly, because of our schema. And this, I know this is long-winded, I know, but like this is because it's proving a fucking point. And again, if for whatever reason that comes true, I'll gift a fucking sub. I'll give 5 subs if for whatever reason it ends up happening. How about that? You guys can keep, if it is psychologically true, if this show is following the psychological principles I am talking about, I will gift 5 subs. If it's not, then hey, we can say Bocchi does not follow psychological principles, or you know what, like it's not maintaining psychological emblems like 100%, right? But if it is, we're more than likely going to feel an experience, show a moment of growth where all of a sudden Bocchi's placement in this group is threatened, either in a performance or something because of issues, because of something, and she has to make a grandiose statement, or she tries to do something in order to either retain a crowd or retain her position in that group or something. These are schemas. And this is stuff that we start growing up with, right? So this is, I'll go over this at a later time, but it's the reasons why we often get into different domains, why we often disconnect and reject others, why we often start like impairing our own ability to go ahead and preface or acknowledge what may be happening. For example, approval-seeking behavior might lead into over-concerned appearances, over-concerned issues that may start popping up off of that. So my number one thing is, even if you have the best of parents, the most loving of parents that might secure you, that might help you grow, yes, you have a good family life, but sociologically speaking and psychologically speaking, through the Brofenbrenner's ecological theory, they can only impact you so far. Your friendships that you are making, if you don't have friends at school, your parents can be, there's a difference between good parents and great parents, right? Or like parents and good parents. Bocchi's parents are great parents. Bocchi's parents are phenomenal fucking parents. I'll bring this up. Bocchi's parents, you guys might be like, why are you saying that, right? There are parents out there who think that just because they give you food, water, warmth, a place to sleep, that they are doing their jobs as parents. I'm sorry, but that is the bare minimum. That is the bare minimum from being a parent. Aside from that, what would you be? A friend. You would probably be like someone that you live with. Applying these safety needs, these physiological needs to a growing child, that is the baseline for being a parent. Helping them establish, for example, sense of accomplishment, achieve, allowing them the safe space. I know as parents we can only go so far, or as a parent you can only go so far. But a good parent should be interested in what they're going for, should be like caring about like, hey, are you making any friends? How are your friendships going? Which we often see Bocchi's parents so involved, even to the point where like, we didn't think that she'd have any friends. Oh my God, so on and so forth, right? But there are other parents out there who would only be like, all right, I give you food, place to sleep. What's wrong with you? Why don't you have any friends? Where are your friends? In a bad way. You shouldn't feel judged. And again, these are the bare minimums for like a parent being a parent, rather than it being a good parent or an insanely great parent. Bocchi's parents allow her to go ahead and like, in a safe environment, try and reach self-actualization. All right. I think I talked for a little too long there. I think I went a little too long there. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I apologize. Nanikure. Nandesu ka? And here I get made fun of 2 times and I just shut up. Here and there. Aw. But you shouldn't feel invisible, and I think that's one of the big things there is like, even in a group setting or in a situational setting, like, you still have a voice, and that voice counts. That voice matters. And that's why I'll always state this out there for everyone out there. Hey, if you're having a bad day or you feel like you need community or a sense of like anything, my Discord's there, and I'm active like every day in that Discord. And it's a safe place for everyone because I don't want people to feel alone the way that I felt alone in the past. Like, I want people to be able to go in there and like feel like there's a community that's like genuinely cares about you, because it's true. Like, I check in with people from time to time, all the VTubers and like streamers and whatnot. Like, I check in with them, and even with people in the Discord, whenever I'm asking, how are you? Yeah, I might be busy, but I'm genuinely asking how you are. And I read it after a therapy session. I'm like reading them, and I respond late, but I'm there, guys, and I care about you guys. Anyway. It's over.
一イベントあった。
私こんな
Memorable
あんまり遅くなってもあれだし、そろそろ帰ろっか。
Aw.
ぼっちちゃんも満身創痍だし。じゃあ最後にお参りだけして帰りませんか？ここに祀られているのは妙音弁財天という女性の神様で、音楽、芸能の神様なんです。みんなで江ノ島来れるなら絶対行きたいって前から思ってて。
This is so cute.
じゃあ私たちのバンドの今後の活躍をお願いしないと。
You guys better be praying for their success.
ぼっちちゃん、さっきすごく真剣。
Since we're at this temple, let us pray. I pray for the success of the Kisco band here. You know, oh Kami-sama. Pray for continuing good health for everyone. You know, and hopefully an amazing year. And then hopefully we I don't know, grow a bigger community here on Twitch and YouTube and all of that, and an awesome community. I'm praying for a season 2. There you go.
真剣にお願いしてたね。
長かった。
何をお願いしたんですか？私は真面目にお願いとお礼しちゃった。
Aww.
神様、ライブ成功させてくれてありがとう。これからもよろしくお願いしますって。
そうですか。
明日から練習頑張るぞ。まだ次のライブ決まってないけど。
言えない。
神様お願いします。夏休み初日に時間を戻してください。何でもするから戻してください。それが一生食うに困らない巨万の富と名声を。めっちゃ不毛なお願いしてるんだなって。
Aww.
ここから下北まで1時間。
And I'm sorry if something really bad happened recently.
後藤さんだけ
If you want to talk about it, we're here.
あ、はい。
下北着いたら起こして。
しょうがないですね。
Same though.
ああ、本当は鎌倉も観光したかったし、みんなで晩ご飯したかったんだけどな。
Dude, if we go on a road trip and I'm not driving and I'm not picking the music, you can expect me to just be like the entire fucking time, dude. I'll sleep like a little baby. I'll sleep like a little baby.
しらすとよっぽど食べたかったみたい。
And yes, I'm making an anime playlist of like good
久しぶりの
songs.
遠出、楽しかったな。私ももう少しだけ遊びたかったかも。よーし、冬休みは全部結束バンドのみんなだけで遊びましょう。後藤さん、どこ行きたい？毎日思い出作りましょうね。
そんな毎日は外出したくない。考えておきます。
後藤さんも眠かったら起こすけど。
Sure, Sagas. I'll open it up in
電
Discord.
車でずっと意識なかったので、割と目は冴えてて。そう。
Aww.
じゃあ藤沢までまだまだ楽しいが続くのね。あの北さん、今日はみんなと遊べて楽しかったです。明日から頑張れそうです。
Aww.
多分。本当？よかった。新学期も一緒に楽しみましょうね。はい。この夏の思い出を支えに冬休みまで乗り切ろう。
Cute as fuck, dude. True phalanx.
まだ寝てるの？新学期早々遅刻するわよ。
具合悪いから。
Okay, dude, I'll be honest, I always skipped the first day of school. I'll be 100% honest with you because I felt like everyone was always trying to wear a mask and there was a lot of pressure and everything. So I always skipped the first day of school and I went the second day because everyone's already like, you know, they're putting on a lot of pressure to like, you gotta go, hello, first day of school, and it's like, it's a lot of pressure. It's more, yeah. The second day of school, I went in there and I'm like, what up? And you have to speak on stage. Well, skipping, the best day was the first day. The first day is scary, true, but sometimes you gotta deal with the scary aspects, right? I've never been the first or last day of schools besides if it's needed. True. Ed, you had the option to skip. Mom, I woke up a little sick. Mom, I know you caught me playing the Nintendo DS, specifically Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, but I swear I woke up sick today. That's often the excuse I would use. And be like Bocchi for real, dude. College. See, college, not so much. It was more like high school that I would just kind of go through. Phalanx, true. So when I was going for college and I had to take that the plane from the U.S. to the Netherlands, I this is gonna say a lot. I had a DS and everything, right? And I had bought a bunch of like games and whatnot, like a bunch of like the like, you know, Pokemon Sun and Moon and whatnot. Because I'm like, yeah, it's like a 12-hour flight, a 9-hour, 9.5, 10-hour flight. I have to play something. And I remember I turned it on and I fell asleep. I felt bad because there was a guy right next to me and like, you know, it was like a 3-person seat and like I was on the edge and I was like out like a rock, dude. I was like completely out. I'm like, poor dude. He probably heard me snoring and everything. That was great. Can't miss college class. Yeah, that would be too much. Also, you're paying for college classes, so that's or at least I'm paying. Whenever I pay for college classes, I ain't missing.
今日休む。
もうひとりちゃん学校行きたくないからってまた嘘ついて。
違う。
あれ、全身筋肉痛で動けない。
ほらお姉ちゃん、起きておはよう。おは。ねえねえ、北ちゃん。
You died. to be fair, I was gonna say the germs that like little kids have. I have a group that I work with that is like really young, like a certain age group, and like they go from like kinetic sand, like playing with kinetic sand, to clay, and like you have to constantly remind them like, hey, wash your hands before you switch to another activity. Wash your hands, dude. Like, you know, like, dude, like, you know, so I know it's group therapy, but still wash your hands. Like, could you just imagine those like hands filled with bacteria just coming towards your face and just being like, wake up? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I might have to retract everything I just said about what may happen because this is leading up to something. Oh no. I can't. It's already too late. I already said it. Yeah, I already said it. Fuck. Fuck. All right, let me get my final thoughts. We'll listen to the end and then we'll listen to the ending song. I fucking love this show. Wizard Head. Watch the. I know we're gonna see the ending right now, but I do want to say I fucking love this show genuinely. It's a really really awesome show. But my thing is I don't want to milk this show. You know, there are a lot of people out there that will make you wait like 2 weeks, a week, so on and so forth to go episode by episode. I want to experience this show as we're doing it right now because it's so good. It's so good to just be able to talk about it and go experience it and, you know, go through everything, you know, like visually, like just seeing Bocchi, like everything visually, musically, everything. It's there, man. Like I don't know what else to say other than like this show for me is hitting a lot of factors, and I can tell why. I can tell why, like a lot of people are enjoying this show, why a lot of people relate to this show, why a lot of people found this show to be like speak to them in so many levels, because it's yeah, it's there, and it's meeting so many factors, so many points of conversations that a lot of people aren't willing to have, you know. And I don't want to go into huge metaphorical rants about nothing without showing any, like, you know, for example, Brofenbrenner ecological theory or anything like that. I actually want to go ahead and like talk about it and like have a big thing about it and show you guys. Look, this is my thought of like this is like a therapist actual thoughts of pattern. This is the way that we would operate, and this is how everything goes. And Bocchi's growth is amazing, and everything that like has been happening in such an amazing sequence that it's mind blowing. Like for me, it is absolutely mind blowing. Like I can't even say how happy I am to have found this show and to be able to do this with you guys and what like go through this like every single time with you guys. It's a relatable life story just as yeah, that's why I'm like, for me, this show's hitting every single one of my needs, and honestly, I hope that other people can learn something out of this show. You know, if not out of the show, out of like if they find this reaction stuff, out of the reaction stuff as well, or analysis stuff, like it's huge. Anyway, guys, if you aren't subscribed, feel free to subscribe on YouTube or Twitch or whatever. We tend to do this every Friday and Sunday. I do want to go ahead and state, hey, if you're genuinely liking any of the show's reactions, content, whatever, feel free to post it around. I'm not against, like, you know, I suck at promotion. I've always stated this. But if you guys genuinely like it and you guys want to share it with your friends or with others or Twitter or Reddit or whatever, feel free. Honestly, my heart goes out. I genuinely hope that people find something in this content, in this medium, in this analysis, in any of the shows that it makes them laugh, smile, takes them away from the pain, even for just a little bit, and helps them out, you know? But with that being said, all right, guys, let's get ready for the ending. Make sure you guys hit like, subscribe, all of that stuff. And also, we're really close. I think we're like a couple followers away from here from like 1,400 or something, or 1,350 or something ridiculous. Something big like that. At the end of Bocchi, yeah? At the very end of Bocchi, how about we take the entire album and we just take it down and break it down? What do you guys say? Do you guys think that'd be cool? Where was it at? That's pretty fucking rock, guys. I'll spend every day cursing you guys. Oh, guys, I appreciate y'all. What a wonderful, what a feel good show. Even when we're getting flipped off, what a feel good show, man. I can't even state that enough. I love this show, dude. And I love watching it with you guys and just taking it apart and something, you know. That's some good shit, man. That's some good shit.